Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and I'm so excited to be doing this collab skin idea video because it's gonna be between my two favorite games of all time, Overwatch and Pokemon. People always ask me what my dream collab in Overwatch 2 would be, and I always say Pokemon because that's the game and the anime that I grew up watching. And funny enough, I'm actually in Japan when this video is dropping, and I'm probably at the Pokemon Center, so that just kind of goes to show how much I love this series. So if they were ever to combine some of my favorite Pokemon with some of my favorite heroes, that would make me the happiest boy in the whole entire world. But what kind of skins would they make? Well, that's exactly what we're going to be doing in today's video, is giving some Pokemon Overwatch 2 skin collab ideas. And only Pokemon, no other anime or game series. But I want you to comment down below what Pokemon skin you would like to see come into Overwatch 2. But I already know there's going to be tons of people commenting the most obvious skin opportunity between this collab, which is going to be between Hammond and Pikachu, the two rodents of their respective universe, and a skin idea that I have been begging for like 6 years now. Ever since Hammond first came out, I've been using this Pikachu Hammond collab skin in so many videos, so many thumbnails, which, by the way, be sure to check out all of these artists and their work in the description down below because they are fantastic. But if Overwatch was to ever collaborate with Nintendo and Game Freak, they 1000% have to make Hammond into Pikachu because Pikachu's the most iconic, I would argue, video game character of all time. But even more iconic is the Pokeball, turning the Wrecking Ball into the capsule that captures all these pocket monsters. You have to turn it into that. Hammond and Pikachu, they're both adorable, but also both very spicy, so they were made for each other. But that's where this collab can get a little bit difficult because while we can turn Hammond, which is an animal, into an animal-like character like Pikachu, who is an electric mouse, what about the rest of the Overwatch hero cast that are humans? While you can easily turn a Pokemon into an Overwatch character like Vaporeon Symmetra, which did you know that Vaporeon, as terms of human male and female Pokemon breed, it would be a whole lot easier to turn Overwatch human characters into Pokemon human characters. A perfect example is turning Tracer into Misty, probably one of the most iconic female characters in all of anime, but is also the leader of the second water gym, just like how Tracer is also one of the leaders of Overwatch. But when it comes to the skin, this looks great because they have similar hair designs. I also just love how they incorporated a lot of Tracer's elements and Misty's elements together, like the short blue shorts, but also Tracer's chest armor has the Togepi design. We also got Starmie on the back replacing her jetpack. But if we're gonna have Misty, we gotta have the other companion of Ash in the OG series, Brock. Now, surprisingly, Brock doesn't have a lot of fan art in the Overwatch universe. I actually only found two, one of which I used in a previous video with Venture, and this would make sense because Venture loves rocks, and Brock, I assume, loves rocks. I don't know if he loves rocks more than trying to rizz up women and failing every single time, but it would just make sense in terms of their personalities because, well, they're around rocks in one way or another, whether it's the Pokemon that they use or their occupation. But maybe we can have a Baptiste Brock skin because they both kind of look a little bit similar, and I think this would be a great collab opportunity for Baptiste because he doesn't get enough love in the skin department. And hey, if we got Brock and Misty, we can't forget about Team Rocket, somebody that has been consistent throughout the whole entire Pokemon series. And what better way to represent the evil organization of the Pokemon universe than the evil organization of Overwatch with Talon heroes? Jesse could be Widowmaker, James can be Reaper, Giovanni has got to be Doofus, and F it, just make Somber Meowth, I guess. I specifically love the Jesse and Widowmaker collab idea because, well, they're exactly the same kind of character. Both sassy, both rude, both evil, and both have great hairdos, bruh! And I know I'm kind of focusing on the anime series rather than the game itself, and that's not my goal with this video, but I just think that when it comes to the anime series, more people know about, like, Team Rocket from the anime than they do, like, Team Aqua from Emerald, you know what I mean? But if we have the mainstay characters, what about the side characters, like Nurse Joy? Well, of course, we could easily make Mercy into Nurse Joy because she quite literally is the nurse of Overwatch, but I like this idea. Let's make D.va Nurse Joy and then make her big mech into Chansey because Nurse Joy always has a Chansey with her, and this will be the perfect opportunity to make the big pink mecha into a big pink egg Pokemon. And maybe whenever you enter in the mech, it does the healing jingle after you heal your Pokemon at the Pokemon Center. center. Oh, that'd be so cool. Like, if they ever were to bring this collab into the game, they gotta have the sound effects, work with some of the equipment of these heroes, also have voice lines from the anime and game be actual voice lines that the heroes use, just so that it really brings this collab to life. But we got all these characters. I feel like I'm missing some. Oh, wait a minute. Who's gonna be Ash Ketchum, the main protagonist of Pokemon? This was surprisingly hard to choose. A lot of people would suggest like Ash to be Ash Ketchum, but I don't know. I feel like that really wouldn't work. I saw this fan art of May being Ash Ketchum, but once again, I feel like May doesn't really represent what Ash is all about, which is having Pokemon. So I decided to go with Kiriko, mainly just because, well, she looks so cute in Ash's costume, but also because her fox could be Pikachu themselves, if they don't make Hammond Pikachu, that is. If they do turn Kiriko's fox into Pikachu, then they would have to turn Hammond into somebody else, like either Mimikyu or another rodent Pokemon, which they could easily do. I don't know, I want Hammond to be Pikachu. But what about the actual Pokemon? We've really only talked about Pikachu up until this point. What heroes could be the pocket monsters that we've been playing for over like 2, almost 3 decades now? Well, like I mentioned before at the beginning of the video, you could easily turn heroes into the Pokemon themselves, which, by the way, I'm just gonna be showing a quick little montage of this singular artist that turned a bunch of Pokemon into Overwatch heroes, because this deserves like its own 30-second slot. Some of my favorite is the Mewtwo Moira collab, because I feel like they both embody each other's personalities. Doomfist and Machamp look so sick, just seeing 2 Doomfist gauntlets on the same body. Gardevoir and Mercy, because Gardevoir is one of my favorite Pokemon, and I don't know, I feel like they're just both very soft characters who would match each other's vibe very well. And Darkrai and Reaper. I know in game this really wouldn't work because Darkrai doesn't got legs, but please make it work somehow, Blizzard. But there was one skin from the same artist that turned Wiston into the Pokemon Oranguru. Now, when it comes to the Pokemon universe, there are just so many monkeys in this universe. There's Mankey, there's Apom, there's the elemental monkeys, and then there's Darmaku, and then there's the Pokemon that I want to see Wiston get turned into, which is Slaking. While lots of people will say Infernape should probably be Wiston because he's the most popular monkey Pokemon of all time, I don't know, I feel like Slaking is a better fit for Wiston, even though Wiston is definitely not lazy and is not useless in battle. But if we're talking lazy, then we gotta talk about the 2 most laziest thing in Pokemon Overwatch, which is Snorlax and Roadhog. Let's combine the 2 and make Snorhog or Roadlax. I don't know how the name would be, but we need to see Roadhog get turned into Snorlax. Mainly just because I absolutely love Snorlax. In case you guys don't know, Snorlax is my favorite Pokemon of all time. He's #1. I mean, he's literally in the background of my videos with all my Overwatch stuff. That's how much I love that guy. So if they made Roadhog into Snorlax, you can turn his tattoo into like the Pokeball logo. You could also have like berries throughout his whole entire skin because Snorlax absolutely loves berries. And you just gotta give him like a sleepy eyes and boom, you made Roadhog into Snorlax. But I constantly kept seeing a collab skin between Reaper and Cubone on the internet, and it makes sense because Reaper has a skull mask, Cubone has a skull mask, so it'd be easy to give Reaper a Cubone mask or even a Marowak mask if you want to have different evolutions in this collab skin set. But if we want to have different evolutions with these skins, here's an idea that I think would be very cool to see. What if we gave Kiriko an Eeveelution skin set? That's right, what if we gave her both a jacket of Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon? The Eeveelutions, I would say, are the 2nd most popular Pokemon right behind Pikachu, and it's with a good reason because everyone has their favorite. My personal favorite is Vaporeon. And no, not for weird reasons. Like, I promise you, I liked Vaporeon before the breeding statistic came out. But having different colored jackets with different ears representing the Eeveelutions, I think would be very easy to do and also be very fun and get a variety of Pokemon in this game. But for the final Pokemon skin collab idea, this isn't really turning a character into a Pokemon character or even a Pokemon, but rather one of his accessories. I mentioned earlier, turning Kiriko's fox into Pikachu, but what if we turn Hanzo's dragons into Gyarados? Hanzo's dragons look like Gyarados, they have the exact same colors as Gyarados, so this would be the perfect collab opportunity. Plus, we could turn Hanzo into one of those generic fishermen that you see throughout the routes of your Pokemon journey to really make him look like a character that commands a Pokemon. And that's kind know why I like this collab idea is that we're turning Hanzo into a character, but also having him command a Pokemon. We're turning Kiriko into Ash and having her command Pikachu, just like Ash in the anime and the games. Nintendo's just gotta work with people outside their own company, which is why it's probably not gonna happen. But if Blizzard can work with Transformers, they can make anything happen. And until then, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch 2 videos to come, and bye.